All right, Night Saber here. This is not. We're going to talk about the new unit that came out for Chaos Warriors and the White Dwarf, the Blight Kings. They are amazing models, excellent models. But this is not about how excellent of model they are. This is about how I would never use them in a Chaos Warrior army. First of all, the one reason I would never use them in a Chaos Warrior army is I have Chimera already. Okay, they do the job of murder, and they have movement of 10 and can march 20. Chaos Warriors. The reason why people don't use Chaos Warriors is because they're movement 4. These guys will also be movement 4, and they would take the place of my fast moving unit of the Chimera. That's number one. Number two, look at the rest of the specials around the Blight Kings. Executioners, 12 points apiece, killing blow, strength 6, 12 points. I already said 12 points. Murderous prowess. So if they roll ones to wound, they get to retry. They get to try again to wound you. Now against most infantry, they're always going to wound you because they only fail on ones, and they're strength 6. Most infantry is toughness 4 or below, and they have always strike first. So, and their initiative is 5. So the Blight King, if you put together 400 points of executioners and 400 points of Blight Kings, those executioners will kill them because these guys are infantry. They are infantry, so they can get killing blowed just as easily as anyone else. And they're on giant bases, which means at the most you're going to get only be able to get 5 of them in base contact with a unit. And then the guys in the back will only get 1 attack apiece, so that's only 5 attacks. Okay? Ogres get a ridiculous amount of attacks. And you're paying 10 more points for this guy than an ogre. And an ogre gets to stomp. I mean, how would you rank these guys up? I mean, 5-man front? A 5-man front would expose you to a horde of white lions or a horde of executioners. Just a 5-man front. Because you remember, for every one of these guys, that's 2 executioners in base. So if you have 5 of them, that's 10 executioners. So you would be going against executioners with your 5 men, and they have killing blow. They're 12 points apiece, and these guys would be broken if they were monstrous infantry. No, I think there's already some broken units out there, and Chaos Warriors desperately need a unit that can stand up against units like them. And they're going to be able to be used for demons. And for demons, which would you rather use? A Blight King or a Monster of Nurgle or a Beast of Nurgle? -1 to hit still, and has a regen. Which would you choose? I think the Beast of Nurgle has 40 point. It has 4 wounds too. Which would you choose? That's one reason right there. All right, next reason. Oh yeah, I'm not done with that first reason. Let's back up. And yeah, let's talk about another reason why they would suck. Going against Tomb Guard. For 400 points, you can get an amazing amount of Tomb Guard. Tomb Guard has killing blow, and with the 12 dice that you're going to get every turn from with the lore of light, you're going to get always strike first at initiative 10, weapon skill 10, quite easily, and you will blow through the Blight Kings no problem. Because that killing blow, I mean, it's going to kill a whole Blight King every time. They roll a 6, and they're going to get like at least 30 attacks against the Blight Kings because their bases are really small and the Blight King's base are really big. The next unit I want to talk about is Graveguard. They come with killing blow, and for 400 points, you can get an amazing amount of Graveguard. And for 120 points more, you can get a Corpse Cart, which will give them always strike first. And yeah, that would be a unit that would tear their faces off. Next up at bat would be the Bloodletters. Bloodletters, they get killing blow, decently high initiative, and they also have killing blow. And you can get a ridiculous amount of them for 400 points, and they have small bases, against the large base of the Blight King. I mean, again, why would they be broken at 40 points if they were monstrous infantry? I have no idea. I don't even know where people get this stuff. And so, that's reason number 2. Well, I'm at 2 or 3. Anyway, doesn't matter. They do get a banner, so that is pretty cool, right? So that in itself would make you want to actually run a unit of 10 of them, so you have, at least have 1 rank and a banner. So you at least have 2 combat resolution going for you at the beginning. So you're talking about $100 investment just to make them moderately good. For 600 points, you can get 15 of them. 600 plus, because you add the banner in there. And from the standpoint of a unit, they would be terrible because you can't put a Chaos Lord in that unit. You have to use the bases in which the Chaos Lord came on. So you can't put him on a larger base so he can fit into that unit. Their infantry, why are they on monstrous infantry bases? It makes no sense. Not from a gaming standpoint, it doesn't make any sense. They would have to be monstrous infantry to actually make sense. Yeah, you can't put a Chaos Lord in monstrous infantry either, but at least if they are infantry, you should have the ability to put a Chaos Lord in them. Maybe they're coming out with a Chaos Lord Padawan model. Maybe that's the reason why they made the bases so big for these guys. Maybe because they made the Padawan infantry, and these guys will be infantry. So if these bases, his base can fit into the unit, then yeah, I could see it. But again, for all that, just that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a unit that's going to get shredded to pieces by any other infantry except for like Gore and freaking halberdiers and men-at-arms or something. But everybody else is going to tear them apart. Except for ogres. But ogres have problems against most infantry. And these guys are in an elite army. So we can't measure them up against ogres and say, see, they're broken because ogres aren't that good. Ogres aren't really an elite army. They're not. They're weapon skill 3, initiative 2. They're not elite. Okay, they just have a lot of wounds and a lot of meat. Okay, they're not an elite army. Chaos Warriors is an elite army. All right. So there shouldn't be that much fact to it. It shouldn't be like stupid reasons why units exist. Like, why do Chosen exist? I don't know. Chosen, they suck right now. I mean, because Chosen suck. Because Chaos Warrior is the same amount of points and they do the same thing. At least with the Blight King, they would do something different if they were monstrous infantry. I mean, I admit the models do look great. They look great. The only bad thing about it is those big bases, which makes them, for an efficiency standpoint, makes them terrible for 40 points. I mean, if Minotaur were 40 points, I would take the Minotaur over these guys just because of the monstrous infantry dichotomy there. Because I could easily drop their initiative down and then tear them up with Minotaurs. So I don't understand why people really. It's almost like people are wanting for Chaos Warriors to be nerfed on the points versus competitive side of everything. You know what I mean? They want them to be inefficient because it makes their games easier, I guess. But I believe that every army should have an equal fight with all their special units. Every special unit should be able to fight another special unit. It shouldn't be any special units that are weighed over other special units just because of the name of the army. That's what makes 40K the garbage it is now. But I digress. Give Chaos a chance to actually be able to be a fun game on both sides, fun for everybody to play. Let everybody have the belief in their army that they can actually win a game. You know what I mean? Don't keep nerfing them and stuff just so you can feel better about your game because you won against Chaos. You feel good about yourself, even though your guys get more free stuff than Chaos Warriors any day of the week, and we're paying twice as many points. And on this point, the Blight King is actually 3 times as many points as any other special infantry type unit. 3 times the points of any infantry special. I mean, it's almost like the Blight Kings are a part 2 to the Minotaur. You know what I mean? A part 2 terrible unit to the Minotaur. You know what I mean? An overpriced unit that at its core is terrible. Oh, by the way, Beastmen, I would enjoy to have the Blight Kings infantry or monsters infantry in a Beastman army, because our infantry sucks. Our special infantry, they suck. Okay, I mean the Bestigor, they're decent. The Minotaur suck. Okay, I would choose the Minotaur. I would choose them over the Minotaur if they were monsters infantry. And that would give me the ability to put my Doom Bull in an actual good unit, and to make actually Doom Bull an actual threat. You know what I mean? Without having to go all crazy with the reroll and one up armor save and stuff. You wouldn't have to do all that if you have Blight Kings with them. I mean, yeah, you'd only stagger forward when they overrun, but who cares at that point, right? Yes, and an infantry model like the Beast Lord, he would be cool in the unit. However, he'd be sitting off on the side of the unit. It would look all funky looking and stuff. I mean, your army won't look right and everything like that, and it would suck. I mean, really, really suck. They need to make it monsters infantry. That would only make it sense. Or on the other flip side, make them infantry, but on smaller bases, maybe a 25 millimeter base. Then that way you could actually run them the way they're intended to run. Okay, if you are going to the infantry side of it. Now, if you're going monstrous infantry, it would be good for the Minotaurs and the Doom Bulls and the Gore Bulls and stuff. You better put those into those units. But because the Doom Bull doesn't have a mark of chaos, neither does the Gore Bull. So that's pretty cool, right? And it gives you another banner in the Beastman unit army and everything. So that's pretty dope, because the Beastmen don't have enough banners. They don't have enough units that can carry banners. That's what gives them problems. Magical banners, because we can't get flaming attacks. Because if you put flaming attacks on the Bestigor, you'll end up losing the Bestigor to a Demon Prince with the 2+ Ward Savians flaming attacks. But that's my spiel. The reasons why I would never take a Blight King unit if they stay at infantry. Because they have a bunch of cool rules, but at the core you still have a turd. But that's the way I look at it. I would like to hear some of your opinions of maybe you think on the other side. I would like to hear the reason why you think that way and why you would think in that direction. Give me some comments, some feedback, please, on this one. But if you like what you heard today, subscribe and comment, because this is more of a discussion than anything. So I want to see some comments, people, please. I mean, I know you guys are watching and everything like that, and but you're not commenting. So it'd really be cool on this one to comment.